Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today again I'm working on my 03 Ram 3500. Just an update that Mayhem fabrication going by past kit is holding it well and doing its job. My gauge is a little bit colder than it was. It used to ride right under 200, but now it's about 190, 195. I have 109 thermostat in there. I just wanted to make a quick video today. As you can see, my batteries are leaking. Yes, I know the Costco, not the greatest. These are less than, just over a year old, as you can see there. There could be multiple reasons why your batteries can look like this. Obviously, if you spill oil on them and don't clean it up, it will have all these nastiness on it. But I don't have that. I know I didn't spill any oil on it. I live in Phoenix, where it's 110, 115 in the summertime. The acid just leaks out of these. It's not a very good thing. Batteries are going out. It could be also because one battery is charging more than the other battery. So I got my meter here. Just wanted to show you guys something. I'm not going to start the truck right now, but put the black on negative. As you can see, it's reading 1257. Both of them are reading about the same, but if one was reading 13, 14 while the truck's off, or opposite 11 or 12, another one's reading higher or lower, basically is what I'm trying to say. One's not charging the other, so therefore one will start leaking because it's producing more voltage, so to speak, and charging better because of the alternator. So if that's your case, I would recommend checking your ground wires all throughout here. There's multiple ones right here. You got some chassis ones, you got engine grounds, you have grounds for that cable. If all that checks out good, sand it down and clean it up. Make sure your alternator cables are clean, no corrosion. Make sure you have good continuity through your battery cables that run to battery. Make sure there's no splices or copper showing through the batteries, and make sure you get a good quality set. These have lifetime warranty on it. I can't afford the good batteries at the moment, so I'm just going to take these back to Costco, switch them out for free, no questions asked. As you can tell, they are leaking and they're miserable. Since my truck's had a little bit of a rough start, and this is the cause that I troubleshot it with the batteries, because when they're charging, they're both the same. So, but these batteries they don't last very well. I don't recommend interstate batteries. Go with Ultimo red tops or the Series diehard batteries. AutoZone, I've heard, does the same thing. I've heard Vance Auto's really good batteries. O'Reilly's, I haven't heard good or bad, but I don't recommend them. Go to a good name Ultimo red top, industrial style battery for these diesel trucks. That way you don't have this issue in just over a year. I only have my lift pump hooked up, my aftermarket fog lights hooked up. That's all I have. So I'm not drawing a lot of extra current. So again, that's my case. If anybody has a better way of troubleshooting or letting people know why this happens, please leave it in the comments. Don't bash. Friendly user channel. We're here to help each other. So these will go into that little gap between the battery tray and your battery. Makes a gap. So then the bolt goes through there, so your battery does not shake or move or whatever while you're driving. You do not want these things to move and come loose. Driver's side, you can't see it very well, but there is, I believe it's an 8mm bolt that holds these little things, and that's how it's supposed to go. You just unscrew that. There's no nut or nothing. It just screws right into the battery box, and it holds it so this battery does not move left and right. I want to show you guys why you need that little block, because this is what's going to happen. It's going to go back and forth like that. I haven't yet to remove this one. as you see. And it can't really go anywhere left or right because it has that block in there still. So after you got your batteries out and all your accessories disconnected from your terminals, so these little box brackets to hold your batteries in have a little notch. That little notch matches up that little notch. So once you get your battery back in there, make sure it only goes in one way. And then your bolt, just like anything else, it has a little bit of an adjustment, I mean, as you can see, but nothing major. I mean, I'd recommend vacuuming all this out. I don't have a shop vacuum currently. So I may vacuum this out with the house cleaner. Just don't tell the wife. We'll see what happens. And then that's it. I mean, simple as that. And once you get your new batteries in, mount these up nice and tight. I gotta put the nut back on there. And get all your wiring squared away. And you should be good. I'll be back when I get the new batteries installed. Before I forget, this is a 10 mil socket for these bolts for this. 10 mil. 10 mil. I'm using a 12 point, but it is a 6-point bolt. So I stand corrected. There is a thing underneath here that could come out. So if I unscrew this one out of the way, actually you can't get it out. I might turn you guys upside down. But this little thing stays here. And there's two little nipples on the back of it that pop into place, and as you tighten it, it will go in there, and that's how your nut stays in place. Just be careful this thing doesn't fall out when and if you ever do change your batteries, and if you do take your truck somewhere, make sure they put these little things back in. So after you have all your battery cables hooked back up, all your accessories back on, I know it looks like crap, but there's not enough wire in this thing I have, but once you have it all how you want it, you got the cover back on. You got those things down there back on, those little battery tray secure bolt things. Make sure your truck starts, and whatever accessories you have connected to your battery, make sure they work, especially your lift pump. You want your lift pump on. You don't want to be without your lift pump when you start your truck. Make sure that works, make sure that kicks on. I have aftermarket fog lights, make sure that kicks on, and make sure you start your truck. My lift pump's on, my wire to my glow shift gauge works. Now let's see if my lights work down here. Everything seems to be on. Everything I had connected to my batteries. Make sure after your truck is running that you have voltage and it's charging your batteries. Make sure you check both of them before you call it good. That's very important. Make sure they're both within spec. So everything you need to do this job is a regular extension, 10 mil long, 1/2 inch, and a 3/8 ratchet. 1/2 inch is for the battery cables if you have stock ones like I do, and the 10 is for that battery bracket, and then the extension is to reach that battery bracket. If you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe. See you next time.